The countdown has begun. In 3 days from now, Vladimir Putin will arrive in New Delhi. It will be his first visit to India in 4 years, also the first since the war in Ukraine began. So the stakes are high. Major announcements are expected. Both sides are keen to make it a successful visit, and we at Firstpost will be covering it extensively for you. We'll be looking at all aspects of the India-Russia relationship, the strengths, the challenges and the opportunities, and we'll begin with the defense ties. This has been a key pillar of the bilateral relationship, the defense ties. And tonight we have two major developments to report on that front. One is from Russia and one is from India. Let's start with Russia. They want to move beyond the usual arms deals. Right now it's a fairly straight equation. India buys weapons, Russia sells weapons. But now they're looking for something deeper, a defense partnership where both militaries support each other on the ground. That could mean sharing military bases or allowing ships and aircraft to refuel or restocking supplies and getting repairs done. Russia wants all of this with India. It is ready to approve a defense pact that achieves all these goals. In fact, this pact was signed back in February this year. The only thing left is for it to be ratified by Russia's lower house, that's the State Duma. The agreement is called Relos, the Reciprocal Exchange of Logistics Agreement. This pact would facilitate a closer defense relationship for military exercises, for disaster relief operations, and also for peacetime operations. So how does it help India? It would mean working closely with Russia in regions like the Arctic. And this is important. Remember, India wants to produce more energy from this region, from the Arctic. India wants to procure, rather, more energy from this region. In 2021, India got LNG from the Russian Arctic. And if military coordination improves, it could facilitate more energy trade for India. And what's in it for Russia? Well, this deal could open doors for them in the Indian Ocean. Russia could use Indian facilities and project power with ships and submarines. China has been active in the Indian Ocean. Chinese warships have become a regular presence, and they're expanding their footprint with more patrols, more ports, and more pressure. So Russia does not want to be left behind. It has been actively participating in joint naval drills, many of them with India. And it works for India too, because New Delhi sees Moscow as a steady partner, a partner who can quietly help balance China and keep other foreign navies in check. So like I said, this pact will be a win-win, and Russia is pushing for it. So that's the update from the Russian side. Now let's tell you about what India is looking at. New Delhi has its own plans for the Putin summit, and they're bold. Reports say India wants to reopen talks on major military deals. The focus is on two key systems, the Su-57 and the S-500. The Su-57, as you would know, is a Russian fighter jet. It's a fifth-generation combat aircraft. It is stealthy, fast and cutting-edge, equipped with long-range radar and missiles. India already flies more than 200 Russian jets, mostly the MiG-29 and the Sukhoi Su-30 MKI. Now it wants a fifth-generation fighter. And since Indian pilots and engineers know the Russian systems well, the Su-57 is being actively considered. That's the first system. The second system on the table is the S-500. This is an advanced air defense system. It's a step up from the S-400 system. And the S-400, as you would remember, played a crucial role in Operation Sindoor. It took down Pakistani drones and missiles. The S-500 would be an upgrade for the Indian forces. Think of it like a dome of protection, one that can shoot down incoming missiles or enemy aircraft. It can hit targets at even longer ranges and higher altitudes. So to put it simply, it gives India more reach and more control over its airspace, the S-500. So New Delhi is looking to buy these systems. Having said that, no military deals are expected to be signed during Putin's visit. The discussions that happened this week would be more like a statement of intent. Nonetheless, they send an important signal, a logistics pact and a military deal with Russia at a time when India is diversifying its weapons purchases. We're buying from other partners as well. Consider what India's Defense Secretary said last week, I'm quoting, "India's defense cooperation with Russia is a long-standing one, and the nation does not intend to stop anytime soon." The thing is, India is thinking long-term. It is not walking away from Russia, but it is opening doors to other partners. India is balancing old partners with new ones. And when Putin lands in New Delhi this week, the balancing act will be on full display.
They promised glory. They delivered fear. They shaped nations. They scarred generations. From brutal purges to propaganda machines, from stolen power to violent falls from the throne. Welcome to The Dictator, a series that strips away the myth and then exposes the men behind the tyranny. History remembers their power. Firstpost reveals their truth.